Winstrike, Mars, Snapfire. That's a combo
Nice.
that you want to have.
I love this one. So the Mars Snapfire could still be Mars Weaver, but also Mars Snapfire. This is a classic from the last few months.
Definite classic. And so much minus armor in lane, so much physical damage. The Arena plus Mortimer's Kisses, the Coil plus Mortimer's Kisses, whatever. These heroes on the side of CIS Rejects, they're not gonna survive. And I think CIS Rejects now looking at Winstrike, they're like, why didn't we pick that Nyx? Why did we allow this to happen? And without the Nyx to cancel the Mortimer's Kisses, to kind of run into the wall of the arena, stun the Mars. This Grimstroke and the Bane, they're actually very easy targets to bring down. BKBs, CS Rejects, they need those. And actually, the Lifestealer looks like a pretty solid one for CIS Rejects.
Faceless Void.
Okay. Decent stuff to throw into the Chrono. Good synergy. And I think they're not too cooldown reliant either. If you think about Chronospheres, usually like you have this heavy downtime. You can still save your Sonic Wave for like a secondary fight, and Void can still have time to farm. I kind of like this pick here. I don't see that it's too bad. What do you think?
I think it's really solid. I'm a big fan of the Faceless Void ever since I saw VT Faded play it. That's Ragdoll. He's in the Southeast Asia region. I've seen him in DPC. I've seen him in other tournaments as well. And he's just the beast on the hero. He has shown me that the Chronosphere, in the later portions of the game, 20-minute plus, when you get a BKB, you pretty much don't want to use it. You just want to constantly keep attacking without it, and then when the fight is coming to an end, when there's coming to a culmination of the fight, you use the Chrono if need be. When we look at burst potential for Winstrike, if the Void gets a BKB, it's not gonna be there. You know, and the instant way to get on top of him without him getting the BKB later on when he has it, it's not gonna be easy. And of course, time dilation, Weaver, Puck, Mars, Snapfire, all of them spam out spells and are quite reliant on getting at least getting them out 2 times in a fight. With the time dilation being there, it's not gonna be too possible. So I'm kind of really liking this Faceless Void approach.
Well, do they go for something more with it because they already have the Queen of Pain? That means no Invoker, at least with the Cataclysm combo. But they could look for something else. Can I actually see what they've been picking with the Faceless Void? Give me a moment. You can go on a rant about something while I look this up.
Yeah, I'll talk about something important as well. Either way, I'd like CIS Rejects to go for something fat. You want a hero with a stun, or at least who can run in with the Grimstroke to play the lane, because the Bane is most likely going to be staying in the safe lane, but that is still debatable between the Grimstroke and the Faces and the Bane who will go where. But I still want a fat hero, someone that can get the hate onto himself, so that the Faceless Void can set up for the Chrono at least in the early stages of the game. So something like a DK comes to mind. It's also a flexible pick. You can put the Queen of Pain on the offlane or the DK in the offlane if CIS Rejects want to go for something along those lines.
Well, at least what I was able to find was there's only one game of Faceless Void being picked by Ramses in the past, and it is not linked to any heroes. So it could be anything that they still combo this up with, especially when you're looking at the offlane picks. So this is kind of like, well, there's room for the Darks here. So if I can ask for something, Rejects have been picking last pick Darkseer in the past. They could pull it off here.
That depends on if the hero from Winstrike that is going to go up against the Darkseer is really bad against him. Because in this game in particular, you only have the Faceless Void as a melee hero, so Darkseer himself isn't that good of a pickup overall. I think it would only make sense if it's a really good Darkseer game for the lane. Oh, that's a special, a Visage coming out. But they have ways to burn through the Gravekeeper's Cloak. I'm just not so sure about this pick. It is a hero that can surprise you, does so much damage in the lane. And is there a potential for an aggressive lane for Winstrike? I don't think so.
Well, you gotta give a lot of appreciation for this Visage pick, because this is not your everyday game. Talking about Visage, Visage has actually been picked twice so far in the past. I'm looking if that happens to be one of the picks.
It's time at last to select heroes.
Well, we do get the Underlord at least as our final. The Hawk with Visage. Let me actually look that up. If they have been playing this hero before. So the Hawk has not played Visage before. So For Winstrike, this is a new hero,
But he's still very well known for
but he's
it,
still
you know?
very well known for it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's definitely a Dahak visage, which you love to see, you love to watch. And I have to say, even if they lose, even if they win the series, it's a treat we get to see this.
I kind of like the Underlord in this game. You know how in that one game I mentioned that you know, there's mixed type of damage. In this one, you need the Visage to get strong for the physical damage to kick in. Mostly, it's going to be magical damage for Winstrike. So I'm kind of looking at Pasha here with just the hood. He's going to be incredibly tanky. The thing is, though, Winstrike, last game, they had bad lanes. This game, they have really good lanes. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go for CIS Rejects, but I'm thinking how Winstrike win this is if they surprise Pasha so much that they kill him multiple times in the lane, because that is a possibility when playing against the Visage. The damage from the Soul Assumption is just so high, and this hero isn't being played so much. So if he gets a really good start, gets like an Aghanim's Orchid, and goes around the map killing people, I could see Winstrike winning. In pretty much all other scenarios, I feel like CIS Rejects, they have what it takes. You put a fat guy in front, they commit so much for him, there's a Chrono, Sonic Wave waiting for him, and there's just so much catch. You have the Bane to catch people around the map. This Weaver is not gonna have the easiest time when the mid game starts. So overall, I'm gonna go for CIS Rejects, but I'm really hoping the Hawk Visage can do some sort of work in the game.
Exactly. I feel like if you were very smart, you would obviously look for guidance towards CIS Rejects direction because of the stability of their draft. And most importantly, we cannot forget about the experience that this team has had in the past, how big of an importance it has in Division 2 when you're playing against newcomers, you're playing against youngsters, you have these new rising stars, you have some who've been stuck in the scene forever, and this is like, do we finally make a breakthrough with these young talent? Do we have like a great combination of everything? But Rejects is obviously one of the strongest. I think that was the all-star team when they came into Division 2. When we looked at just rosters, just the teams that are playing, we're like, yeah, this is the all-star team compared to everybody else. Someone might say divas, but I guess with the reputation and the experience they have, you might as well say, well, they've kind of earned it, I guess you could say. Someone might disagree. But I feel like they provide with so much that this could just be an experienced game. But for the sake of tiebreakers, I personally hope Winstrike wins this one. But obviously not going to be an easy job.
It's not gonna be easy. But of course, you know, the stability of CIS Rejects, sometimes that stability can work against you, just because you're like, okay, we need to do this, but you don't actually know what the enemies are gonna be doing. And CIS Rejects right off the bat, they're gonna be putting Roger again in the safe lane there with Ramses. So it's gonna be him that is gonna be laning with the Faceless Void. And the Grimstroke is one of the heroes that the Mars hates playing against. So I want to see how many times Ramses can actually dodge the spear when jumping in with the Inkswell, because that's gonna be what could decide the fate of this lane.
Wow. Just the sheer damage of the Soul Assumption. It's enough to break the salve as well, even though he's not taking any real proper damage. The Hawk used every last bit of mana that he had to trade with FNG, and that first Soul Assumption took about 35 to 40% of his HP pool. So yeah, those early levels can definitely hurt, but the Hawk did have to spend some resources for it. Pasha's Courier gets sniped by Snako, so I want to see what this bottom lane is really going to turn into while taking a quick glimpse into mid.
And already this is not a good start for the lane for Winstrike. The main reason is because the Hawk used so much mana. He doesn't have null talismans ready just yet, and he has to bring out the circlet. So he's definitely not going to be regening that fast. It's only one Soul Assumption. He's going to hurt FNG, but without a second one, you can't get a kill. And now Pasha can do whatever he wants. He has more damage, and the Visage, his weakness in the early stages of the laning phase are now going to become apparent just because he used so much mana.
Yep, he used a lot against the Bane here, and FNG even burns out a Mango to bring out another Brain Sap to be able to fight against this Weaver. So big differences are showing here. We'll have the Laurel versus the Pressed Kit matchup with the Quap and the Puck. They were very low HP there when they were early level 2s, now with level 3s kicking in. Let's see the difference with these builds. 2 points in Orb, third point has not been picked up by the puck. Could still go for silence if he feels like the overplay is needed.
I think you usually want to go for the phase shift if you see
would
that
like
Queen
to.
of Pain went for the Shadow Strike.
Yeah.
You know,
So if you do reveal your Waning Rift, then you see the Quap just level out Shadow Strike.
yeah,
Or at least wait for long enough.
He went for the phase shift either way. Dodging the Scream of Pain is still a possibility. That's a solid chunk of damage. And I guess outmaneuvering people with the phase shift is quite nice. But now it being 8-second cooldown, I just don't see it as worth it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're having to tie up some CS in the bot lane because Visage might be showing 7, but there's also 7 on the Weaver. So they're both kind of securing creeps while they are kind of pushing and fighting it back. Soneko with Shikuchi also capable of taking a couple last hits onto his name. Trying to intervene with Pasha, farming the hard cap. The Hawk gets the lane for himself for a little bit. Mars and Puck are leading in CS.
So top lane. Oh, he's stealing the bounty. Okay, that's a nice place from the Blast Kid.
Oh, they got the Faces Void, and that's gonna be first blood with the help of 2 stuns with the spear and the cookie. They land on top of the Faces Void, and Ramses being the target of first blood.
That's so much damage. He was almost full with the Faceless Void, and they just killed him with the Spear God's Rebuke, Little Shredder, and the Fire Snap Cookie.
Yep.
That is just insane how much damage this does.
And another soul assumption onto the Underlord, drops him down to 200 HP from like 700. That does an insane amount of damage. Like you said, damage per charge times 4. That is it's a lot of damage, plus the 20 on the bottom. The base damage was really insignificant, but it's really coming down to like how many charges can he stack up.
Well, Weaver pretty much runs through them, and you have all of the stacks that you need. That is how much, because they turn around on you, they hit you a few times as well. The stacks, they go up if you take damage, if the enemies take damage. So it's pretty easy. Ramses on the top lane.
Yeah, he's very deep into the lane, but they didn't have a spear, and not even enough to get another spear with the cookie. So I have to let this one slide. They need their full combo. You don't really want to use the cookie just to delay the damage timer off of the time walk, so Ramses can still use it later on for a less healer. Or a less heal, I mean, that is. But here we go again, and Ramses dead for a second time. Despite Roger intervening, it doesn't matter because Winstrike still gets a second kill on the Faces Void, and the lane is going well for Winstrike.
Yeah, the Faces Void isn't farming that well. The Mars is farming amazingly well, and he has a kill on top of that. Look at the wave also coming towards him.
Still taking damage. Soneko with the minus armor with the help of the bug. Looks too easy with the Weaver and the Visage.
Imagine what would have happened if the Hawk had mana to start off the lane. This bottom lane, CIS Rejects, they would get absolutely smashed. Top lane again.
Yep, and this time they get the revenge. It goes for Roger.
Your essence seeps into my... Were you watching?
And they actually... Wait. Okay, Weaver denied on the tower, so never mind. Let's not get too excited about that. He did try to dive F and G, I guess, but he still dies to the tower, so Weaver's going to be coming back with full HP and mana, so is the Bane. So
Yeah,
technically, even if he denies to the tower, Bane still kind of gets this kill out of this, so let's not get too stuck on that. Laurel has coil, Quap is low, kill opportunity arises with their Weaver rotation towards mid, and it's a nice one.
It's a beautiful one. This is something that Queen of Pain's... Oh, Weaver has been caught, but he has a haste, so... Really, that thing Swell won't be doing anything. This is something that Quaps are usually wary of, that if you're half HP with one rotation from the support, the puck can kill you when he gets level 6, but the Press Kid's still staying in the lane there, so a bit of a cockier play coming out from him. Because of it, he'll get punished top lane this time around.
Yeah.
Ramses, if he doesn't get caught by the cookie, he probably doesn't die. That's the initiation tool of Winstrike, and it have been successful up until now, but either way, look at Ramses' net worth, 2.2k. It is not looking good for the Faces Void.
Major gonna spot a Bane walking in. Little Shredder doesn't work. Ramses at level 5. Halfway to Chrono. If they find themselves an opportunity arise, it might have enough magical damage to burst down any hero with the Chronosphere, but they need both supports for it, plus the Chrono. And talking about level 6 is the Hawk already has the Familiars, so this is technically a bit of a dead lane.
Though Pasha will get his hood soon, so with the hood you can actually survive the soul assumption damage. It's not going to be hurting you that much any longer. But Visage with just one rotation, I think the Hawk, he destroys this this Underlord every single time. Mid lane?
Well, once again, just some really good reads, really good moves here from Winstrike. Roger should be dead too.
Do this for it.
He did remove the bug.
Yeah, he got rid of the bug. That's the big difference maker here. And Underlord did. You heard the ulti roll. Phase shift is not enough. The Chrono's still gonna connect by Ramses, and taking it all the way to the end. Soneko, oh, he wants to, but he's knowing that it's too greedy to stay. So they're gonna take the Snapfire with him. Doesn't get the knife to the camp though. The cookie stun also kind of works against him there.
Yeah, he was
2 for 1.
he just kind of did what you would normally do, just try to survive as long as you can this time around.
Yeah.
He might have been denied by the camp, but I don't think that CIS Rejects would have allowed it. It would probably be the Faces Void getting the kill. So overall, not a big of a deal. These pauses, Panda, they scare me. They scare me about because of what happened in our first series of the day. It was also game 3.
Yeah.
It was it was a mid laner that got disconnected. This time around, it's gonna be the Hawk. Let's hope that it's not gonna be the same outcome as in that one, because that would be really bad.
Rank 1 on the MMR charts. Disconnect from the game. Meliul's Leshrac out of play, and now we just hope that it's not the same with the Visage, because we are exactly in the same situation as he said. So disconnected. And thank God we do see the reconnected to the game, so I think we can bring out some hopium for Winstrike.
We Dota lagged. Dota is lagging for those of you that can't read that, but it doesn't matter because you have a polyglot here. Yeah, I can speak Russian. Just kidding. I do understand a little bit of it.
Very nice, very nice. It's always nice to have a bilingual or a multilingual person. Pretty huge these days as well. Helps you in life. Learn your languages, kids. And also mind your language. Pasha, surprised. Has the Familiars to go for a bit of extra damage on the Underlord, but he's also very tanky. As he said, he has a much easier time now with that hood.
I just want to see the raindrops on all of the players of CIS Rejects. That is the way that you deal with soul assumption. You want to have raindrops. The Underlord has them. He's not gonna have them for too long. The Pressed Kid, it is weird to me that the Queen of Pain doesn't have the raindrops, and on the supports, it's only gonna be Roger there. FNG not having his just yet, and he's not gonna buy it. I actually would like the Bane to go for that route, but he has a sleep and has the Fiend's Grip. This is an early Fiend's Grip. Could catch them off guard. Ooh, they will not take the bait.
Feeling very fearful. Noticed on the he walks on top of the ward. He's too far away. Winstrike, dodge a bullet. Keep their heroes alive a bit longer. Still holding on to a triple net worth lead with all their cores. Mars, Visage, Puck, all top 3. And even a couple hundred gold ahead, giving them a 3,000 lead. So we have... I think like game 1 was supposed to be the game 3, I guess, in some sense, which is supposed to be the most even battle between two, but ended up being game 2 with our stomp, as always, in game 3. Well, now it's gone all the way upside down again. 5-5 on the scoreboard, but such a huge lead.
I don't know if you were looking at the mid lane where they were attempting to go on the Puck. He used the phase shift and then went straight into a silence. It was pretty much Laurel outplaying them there, or he would have died easily to the Fiend's Grip. They just had enough damage. And then CIS Rejects, they made some mistakes there with the sleep, with the Inkswell, and because of it, they didn't get the kill. So a lot of mistakes coming out from them, and because of it, they're not getting the kills that they otherwise should. or maybe Winstrike just outplaying left and right, which is something that happened in the last game as well, but the heroes of CIS Rejects were just too strong. Winstrike, I have to say they're playing better than CIS Rejects, at least in the early game.
What I was kind of looking at there is the Mars and the Snapfire once again revealed by the same Ops Ward that they placed down a bit under 2 minutes ago. So Ramses was safe from a gank. Otherwise, that would have been definitely a cookie into Arena Spear and try to blow up that Faceless Void, which is not an impossibility, even if he has Power Treads on Strength, giving Void 1100 HP. Still a mission that is completable because the Mars Arena just provides that extra damage. And plus the little shredder that also works in nicely to put everything together. Two-man smoke, Roger and FNG looking for some targets here. The bottom half of the map. They're spreading around at least to take down the Ops Ward into the outpost. Pasha, well, this could be a kill into tower attempt. See what Soneko does.
Okay, he's waiting for him.
Kind
Man,
of,
this is tense.
Kind of suspecting, but Soneko's been killed so many times under this same spot, so he knows that if there's any Nightmare heroes, any Banes, etc., he needs to keep a distance, and this is exactly the right place to be in. They don't have a sentry to place down in the lane either. They just put it down on the other side.
And now they know. Winstrike should know that this is happening because no one is showing on the map. So they are trying to make a smoke of their own. In my, from what we're seeing, oh, they caught him.
No mercy. But that also allows them now to pressure into mid because there's no Fiend script. So I think if they play aggressive, notice there's a Blink Dagger freshly picked up. He sees the Queen of Pain, misses the Spear. But that still enables them to take down this tower.
And this is a big hit to CIS Rejects. I think that Winstrike, they weren't sure where they were, but they gave their Weaver on purpose there because this mid lane tower is a big deal. And Queen of Pain.
The coil's going to be there with one of his kisses. That's a death swap. That's death number 3 for Depressed Kid.
So the reason why you need that mid lane tower so much is because you have a Visage that is going for an Aghanims, right? So he wants the map to be open for pickoffs, and the mid lane tower is the most important one. And Soneko again caught. He will remove the silence though. So for now, he's just survived.
He's toying with them right now. Kind of looking at the nimbleness of this Weaver. Without the Fiend script or getting the continuation from the Inkswell stun, Weaver just has too many tools to move around and navigate. So 3 hero spot in the bot lane. Winstrike spreading around on top. They've got these deep wards down. They put down an ops here in the cliff next to the outpost. They have top area completely in their hands, and they could just push down this top tier 1, start to push towards the tier 2.
Let's see if that's what they want to do, but the Hawk getting close to that Aghanims very soon. The go time for Winstrike will be there. Soneko, is he again just gonna play with them? Faceless Void, he's just pinging him out. Yo, this guy is farming here, and CIS Rejects, they're getting a little bit panicky here, just chasing around the Weaver. You have a Bane and you're not able to catch him, and meanwhile, Winstrike are getting everything they need around the map. It's almost go time. That Aghanim Scepter is just gonna be so huge for them.
And they're not teleporting to defend the tower either, so they're gonna let this one slip. Laurel is bottom. Ramsey's coming into the side. The coil's going to be onto the Faceless Void, but he turns around with the Chronosphere. Minus armor applied. He's still got the Mask of the Madness. They will get the puck, and he's able to maybe get away. Oh, he jumps out with the spear outside of the arena, and FNG goes down. But it doesn't matter. The Dark Pact is going to lead them away. Well, the Dark Rift in this case. You could say it's some type of a Dark Pact too, but it is a 1-for-1 in favor of the Rejects getting the puck kill.
Yeah, that was pretty big, and no hesitation coming out from the Faceless Void. He got coiled and immediately went for the Chrono, understanding that if he gets silenced up, he's just immediately dead. So perfectly played by him, but CIS Rejects, they're not out of this just yet. The goal lead is continuing to increase, and Winstrike, their timing, it is gonna hit very hard in the next few minutes, from minute 16 till the Void gets a BKB. That's probably until like minute 23, 24. It's gonna be a tough one every single time. This Visage, he's gonna be finding heroes. You don't have a mid lane tower, you're in so much trouble.
They're thinking about fighting because they're under a ward, and the blink onto the Grimstrike doesn't connect onto a tree. It doesn't matter. His courier is still gonna be going down, and only 8 seconds for the coil to be up. FNG. Nightmare's gonna be there. And he's they get to deboard this cliff. But I do want to ask one question, Harry. Did the spear actually hit the Faceless Void? Because it sounded like he got hit by it, but he was still able to time walk out of the arena.
It did. He time walked out. He pretty much escaped it, and then out of the arena, it just hit him, just like for the damage.
Okay, so yeah, so he dodged the spear initially.
Yeah, but he was still caught by it in the end. It didn't latch into a tree, just did the damage.
But outside of that, 16 minutes in, ages taken. Laurel will be the carrier for it. Visage is already at 1700 HP. Very tanky, having that resistance is very nice too. Mars being caught in the mid lane by Pasha. Pasha's just willing to push out this mid wave at this top tier 2. It's been perfectly warded by Winstrike. They're fighting bottom. They got the coil on the co-op. Solid work.
I think CIS Rejects were trying to bait something on the bottom lane, and it just didn't work out
trying.
in the end.
And they've got Laurel, and he's got no backup. That's a free puck. Age is gone, and hard to fight back too. They're also brawling in mid with the Underlord, but this is difficult for them too, and they are not gonna go for the chase onto the Rejects, and they even let the Underlord slip. So
They could have killed the Weaver there.
They could have, but they did walk into that bait in the end. Bane is just calmly walking towards the puck, and like, hey, Fiend Script, let's go.
Yeah. Smoke now from Winstrike. They're looking towards Pasha. This is not the easiest kill on the map, and probably not the one that they want. Either way, what happened to the Weaver there is he got slept as the Phantom's Embrace was coming to him, so that half a second when you're invulnerable was actually when the Phantom's Embrace connecting, and that's why the Weaver
and they found the co-op again. Depressed Kit. This guy is in pain, but he's able to TP out. Sorry, blink out. And Void goes in for the Chrono 1-2. FNG on the side, and I think Winstrike is going to pay a price for this. Double kill. That's how quickly.
Weird. Go. Say, finish it off. I had a point to make.
I want to cliffhang for a little bit longer. No, really.
Okay.
That's how quickly Rejects are coming back in.
Really is. I kind of expected the Visage to be more aggressive, but he lost one familiar, and that is a problem actually. Without the two of them, his damage output isn't that high, and CIS Rejects, it seems like they know this timing of Winstrike. They know that the early game didn't go as planned, and they're just playing on the defensive. Every single Chrono, it is used defensively, but it's still getting kills either way. So I'm liking what they're doing. They 100% understand what the enemies want to do. And Pasha, he will be going for the BKB. We'll see that one on the Underlord yet again.
There's a hero in the top lane. You guessed it. It's the Queen of Pain again. Noticed Laurel. Yeah, this time he's hiding in the trees, but they also saw him enter it. Blink forward. Laurel. Nobody there. Sees the co-op finally. Mars. All they needed to do was just jump in. Oh, bit too late. They saw the co-op walk in, but they thought that she had Blink remaining. She actually walked back in.
Okay. He's like, I deserve to die.
He was out twice. And then he just hands himself in. Okay, guys, you can cuff me now. He just basically he committed a robbery. Then he turned in the goods and walked back to the police station. And it's like, you can take me.
Yeah, so definitely Queen of Pain, she does
this is
like
what
a,
I'm sorry for my maniacal laugh, but honestly, this is what a 7.5-hour casting day does to you.
So you know, the thing is, when he blinked the first time, it was they didn't see it. And notice when he saw the Queen of Pain, he was like, I'm gonna blink where he blinks. And then he's seeing like the Queen of Pain isn't blinking. Okay, let's go. And at that point, the Queen of Pain gets her blink back. So it was quite unfortunate for him. Visage in the mid lane.
Yep, he's tanky. Is he tanky enough? Fiend Script's gonna be there. The spear to interrupt. And here comes the turnaround party. Pasha should be able to get out of this one. So it's just gonna be a kill onto FNG. And keeping the Visage alive. He actually cancels his ulti, so the Underlord is still gonna be there. And that bug, it was chewing a lot of armor. It was at minus 14 or 13 onto Pasha, but they weren't able to jump on him. But the Hawk lives. The boy who lived.
And it is the It is the play to make here for CIS Rejects. It doesn't matter that you don't get a kill. That's why Winstrike have to go for a smoke immediately. Because CIS Rejects, they forced a play in the mid lane and they knew exactly where Winstrike were. So they need to get a area of the map in their control immediately. But CIS Rejects, they read this like a book. And Ramses just gets himself out after he had farmed the entirety of the jungle. CIS Rejects, they lose nothing. And that was just a beautiful play. It doesn't result in a kill, but it still was a very low risk play. They knew that they were going to survive 100%.
Gotta say, I really like that Ags on the Visage. Not only just giving you that, when you used to get like an extra familiar for it, but now you have like this invisibility spell. You have more movement, you have flying movement, which is super good as well when you look at Winstrike's lineup, which kind of, it feels like it needs a bit more vision. So definitely with not just the familiars, but the hero itself able to, you know, do these little ganks and all that. I feel like Visage is really viable, but only few people are comfortable playing it. One-man smoke.
No. Yeah, and they have a chrono. If they chrono the Hawk, he should die. Gravekeeper's cloak, it is keeping him healthy, but it's a question how healthy
Notice
he can
just
be
showed
noticed.
himself. The Mars is going to be caught. And he's just turning himself around to only face the enemy. But this Spartan has been taken down. The Hawk hiding in the trees. So yeah, we were talking about the axe.
Yeah,
I want to hear your input.
Yeah, I love the Visage as a hero. The thing is, he needs to go around the map getting kills with his Aghanim's, and just not being able to do that in this game is hurting him so much. Top lane, Ramses. Okay, he has been caught.
Well, they're getting kills in mid at least. They got Laurel. FNG walks too close to the scatter blast, and now diving as well. The root does come out. Soulbind is going to be there and holding down Force Major, and now Weaver dropping low too. And here comes the Hawk. Is it going to be enough for him though? He's got enemies everywhere right now. The Inkswell stun is going to be there. The birds are connecting onto Pasha. The pressed kid still at 1500 HP, and Void has no mana to use Chrono currently. So Winstrike, what do? Do they get the pressed kid? The Invis birds. They're on the hunt. Blink is up, but is he gonna get it off? No, it goes down to all the last, and that's a calculated kill. That's why the Hawk plays Visage.
Yeah, he literally knew when the Queen of Pain is gonna get her blink back. At that point, he got the first bird down, got 2 more hits with the other one, got it down as well. This is perfectly played by the Hawk. It is the small play that gives them a pretty big kill, but the Hawk is showing just how much damage he can do. He almost killed the Ramses on the in the top lane. Ramses was thinking about the chrono, but he understands with when he's on his own, he doesn't have the attack speed to go for the Gravekeeper's cloak. He'd pretty much do like 30% damage to the Visage, if that, as well. So I'm liking that the Visage is starting to make plays, but the Hawk, he's just not getting enough. I feel like you need more.
Needs more for sure. The Faceless Void has already surpassed him in net worth, and now the Underlord is also ahead, while the Quap is actually last. The pressed kid with all those kills, or all those deaths, you could almost say. Quap is really not having a great game, but still the threat of the Chronosphere remains. And the Hawk, well, this is optimistic if he tries to go for this one, which he does. The BKB turnaround comes out from Ramses. He's ready for this one. Instant turnaround. And now there's backup also coming in. The Soulbind, he's stuck on a bird, and he's not really getting anywhere, is he?
Shard on the Visage, he gets himself into stone form.
Right, yeah, so that's the reason why he's holding himself so well alive. And now Notice is coming in, and targets on Ramses, and takes down the Void. The Hawk has done enough. He's done enough work. He's bought the time, and now Pasha able to teleport away, but the supports are in trouble. FNG, he's in there. He's still there. Invis, frozen the Nightmare, goes for the Fiend's Grip onto the puck, but I feel like this is such a desperation play right now. He buys time for Roger to get out, but he loses his own life in the process.
It was, you know, a guy wanted to pick them up, but they really didn't trust the old guy in the car, so they don't get in. The Uber will go out without them, and Pasha, he saves only himself. I guess Roger, he does get a TP out, but that Bane probably would have gotten out with the Dark Rift as well. Overall, pretty solid fight for Winstrike, and as I said, in the chrono, the Faceless Void, 30, 40, maybe 50% damage to the Visage, and then he goes for the stone form. He's not gonna be touched. There's 35% of your health being regenerated.
I didn't even notice that he got the shard. The last time we looked at the Visage was with his previous hunt. He still only had Aghanims, so I didn't see the shard come out. That's why I was like, wait, he's actually not getting soulbound and he's being held alive. Underlord now in trouble because where's your backup? And BKB is coming off cooldown in 1 second. He could use, well, he could have maybe used it earlier on, but stun locked. Basically stun locked from 100 to 0, and they didn't even use the puck coil for this one. So Winstrike could look for more. Ramsey's in mid. Pops his BKB. He's turning into a fight, but he's got no damage. He's got attack speed, and he gets bashes, but really not doing any damage against the Mars.
Yeah, this Faceless Void needs the level 20. He needs the Mjolnir. That's when the Visage will be in trouble. That's when the heroes are gonna start dying inside of the Chrono. The thing is, once you get all of those items and those things, the Aeon discs might start coming out, especially for the puck, maybe for the supports as well, or even the Weaver Aghanim Soneko. He started working towards it. He has the Yules. That's to remove the time dilation, and now the Ags is on the menu. The next Roche as well. That's the Ag Shard. Taking it on the puck, or the Weaver, that will be a big deal. CIS Rejects without the Chrono, or actually they're gonna have it. They will fight this one. It will be a big turnaround.
They're a bit lucky with that cooldown too, that they're able to get it. Now the Hawk inside the pits. Here comes the Pressed Kid with the Inkswell. Looking for the stun, doesn't get it. BKB is ready. That's a 9-second BKB too. Familiars are pretty much gone at this point. Well, at least they do get to regen out for a bit longer. So Roche is still contested. 700 HP to burn through. Underlord doesn't have the right-click damage to kill these birds. And they don't want to show where Ramses is.
Illusion.
He's on the high ground.
The Queen of Pain and the puck, those are the important buybacks for this fight, and they don't have them. So they found the Underlord.
Oh, they used the Chrono. They thought he was on the left side of the Roche pit. There was nothing. There was nothing over there. Was that a puck bait? Did Laurel bait that out? Because nobody was caught by the Chrono. Was it just a bird, or was it Laurel who was able to jump out of it? I don't know. But outside, Coop also gets hit and gets pushed away from the Roche pit. And Winstrike's on a full chase. Beautiful 3-man coil. And a Sonic Wave might push them away. But they're losing lives. They're losing heroes. And that's 4 gone from the Rejects. And Winstrike might just be doing it with this one.
Laurel just single-handedly won the fight there by blinking out the Chrono. They had
so he
the
blinked out.
There, CIS Rejects. Yeah, they had that ward there, so it would be quite weird if they just used it on nothing. So Laurel, he just baited the Chrono, and after that, the fight was done for CIS Rejects. They still felt like they had to fight, but they gave so much, and now even a beautiful coil followed up by the beautiful arena. The cleanup was more than easy. Winstrike, 10k gold lead with a draft like this, you know, Visage, something that CIS Rejects weren't expecting, but I can't say that it is the Hawk that is winning this game. We saw some nice plays, but overall, the rest of Winstrike, their side lanes, their mid lane, are just doing so well in this game. And even though they've been playing the series for a very long time, Winstrike, they don't feel tired at all. They're on point with their spell usage and item usage as well.
You could say that the puck was absolutely miraculous and excruciating towards CIS Rejects. So you can see that he turns that fight around. Beautiful dodge on the Chrono into a 3-man coil right after when they went for the hunt. And this is pushing Winstrike into a better and better position with every passing minute, with every passing team fight. We're kind of at the situation where if Winstrike's able to win this one, our last week's games, our final week's games are going to be very, very big in importance when you're looking at the standings, the situation in the 2nd division.
This game is looking tough for CIS Rejects. You know, you have this, Void might be great at the ultra late game, but you have this timing around the 30-minute mark when you get your BKB, Mjolnir, Mask of Madness, Soneko. That's what the Yules is for. He is not gonna die. When you should be the strongest hero, this is at this point. At this point, Ramses can't do anything, and very soon he's gonna be dealing with an Aghanim's Weaver. He's just 400, 500 gold away, 450 to be exact. And once he has it, no one dies inside of the Chrono, and that is a problem for CIS Rejects. You would like to kill the puck, you're not gonna be able to. And also puck having that Aghanim's itemization from Winstrike, it is just amazing. They know they have enough damage. The Soul Assumption hits 2 targets, it just deals so much in fights as well.
Rejects are in a tough spot. They're not gonna be too unfazed about the loss or even a win at this point, because to be honest, this is not the biggest series for them. It really comes down to the next one against Hydra, where they're kind of like, If they lose this one, they win next one. They still force out either a tiebreaker or go past, but still, let's not forget about that. Because FNG is already down. The Aegis burned Chrono in 5 seconds, but he's not gonna keep himself alive for long enough to get to use it. And Larl, right next to Pasha, right next to Roger, and he sees the Grim in the trees. So Nico coming in from the other side with the spear coming out, and the Hawk will take a double. This Visage is getting out of hands.
Still, CIS Rejects, this is a play that is actually not that bad. It ends up going bad for them because the Void dies, but you get rid of the Aegis and you force the enemies towards the bottom lane. Bottom lane is not the one that they want to push, right? They would like to be on the top lane. The top tier 2 is easy to take, and that's why we see they're rotating, but they're wasting a lot of time. That's the Aegis down. It would have been there for another 3 minutes, which would allow them to take down all of the outer towers. So CIS Rejects, with that move, they do buy themselves time, of course.
Deep ward placed down. Blink has been used. The Huck, he can maximize the damage output. Calculating, waiting for the second for the BKB this time. Quap's not going to fall for the second time, and that's pretty important. And I do have to commend the Huck here for really counting those seconds in his mind, because that's really the difference about the like when do you use your stuns and how do you stretch your absolute limits as well.
So Neko has the axe. He's gonna be going for the Ether Lens next, but the Hawk, he got the gem, the on the Weaver.
I'm asking who is the puck. Okay, don't yell at me.
I didn't mean to. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings, man.
My feelings are fine. I'm just wondering what's gonna come out of this one, because they are trying. They're doing the same thing again. They want to force attention towards bottom, hoping that somebody would be here. But unfortunately, the lane has already been pushed in too deep. See, Ramses walks in mid, reveals himself. Not been able to take this tower yet. Just a couple more seconds. He's going to start making work for it. DD Rune also popped on Larl, and they're deeping towards the tier 2 tower. Smoke coming in from the back too. They're ready to fight this one. Does Rejects want to take it? FNG. Again, Shadow Amulet spots. He's tried this a couple times. He's got to work out eventually.
And the Hawk buying another round for drums. This is something that we pretty much never see, but it's so much damage from the familiars when you pop the drums. So he understands the importance of this, so we'll refresh it. So we're gonna have another 8 charges for the drums. He's gonna be playing those to go into battle. FNG, man, is he breathing heavily here.
Hiding in the trees, very likely position. Oh, Snap pings his location. Yeah. How did they know he was there? What?
What?
What? How did they know he was there?
No, I have no freaking idea. I really have no idea. He literally pinged on top of him.
Yeah, Snapfire pinged on the cliff, probably like, hey, they were here, so probably they have a ward on it. But they catch the bait on a glimpse that he's TPing over here, guys. What?
Let's really put it as it is. Force Major, he is a really good Bane player, and he knows exactly where he would be hiding. So yeah, that's how he knew where FNG was.
If he had a Shadow Amulet Bane, he knows how to think exactly like FNG does. They are a hive mind. Ramses, he's being pummeled by these birds. Oh my goodness, Snapfire! What was that scatter blast? Pasha thrown into the air. Also the Grimstroke being hunted. They are losing the Grim. They are gonna lose this Underlord unless he's able to teleport away. But look at the damage he's tanking right now. It's not gonna be enough. The Bonk will finish off the job. Notice gets that one. They don't have the creeps for it, and they use the Glyph because I believe they wanted to maximize the damage output out of the tower. There were no creeps there. Well, you know what that means, Harry.
There's still gonna be a push, you know, and
exactly. Well, that's the thing. That's exactly. They're gonna take towers now.
So I'm just baffled how squishy that Void looked. It is insane. One stun from the familiar, for a scatter blast, that's 2 seconds that he stunned up. The Mars wasn't even there. What happens is the Mars jumps you, you're dead 100%. And that's gonna be a Mars with a refresher as well, fairly soon. So CIS Rejects with a 17k gold deficit, their base is in shambles, and we know how fast the Visage can push. 35 minutes in, you have a drums ready on your core. This tower is just gonna melt.
Yep, this is pretty unbelievable as well, because everybody probably thought Rejects is going to be the stronger team out of these two, but right now Winstrike, they are proving themselves to be the true patriots here in this third game, and potentially keeping their hopes for Division 1 alive. And obviously, Harry, that's even without being a Rejects fan or a Winstrike fan, we get to potentially maybe see tiebreakers come out, because if Winstrike actually wins this one, and if they win V Gaming next week in their final series, we have a 4-way. Or at least a 3-way coming out. But the 4-way is starting to look very possible here with Winstrike if they win this one. But it's not over yet. 10-man smoke. Everyone is invisible right now.
The thing is, though, Winstrike, they don't need to go on their part of the map. They can just stay on the enemy part of the map. They know they're safe here. Holding the triangle at this point isn't going to be that much of an endeavor. They even have the Aeon Disc on the puck ready to be assembled. This is just so tough for CIS Rejects. Let's look at how do they win a fight. How did they even win a fight? If you put the Underlord in front, I don't know, he still dies. Are there BKBs on the side of Winstrike? There is one on the Mars, and he has a refresher. Pretty much the only way that CIS Rejects win fight is by outmaneuvering Winstrike and catching at least one hero alone with the Bane. But that is just very hard to do now, especially with one of your lanes being down. This is such a tough game for CIS Rejects. Almost impossible at this point.
Trying to catch the puck inside the roots. Pasha gets the Pit of Malice to connect, has the 8 toss. Swap reveals herself. Zotis was thinking about throwing the spear for a second there. Puck on the chase. Visage Illusion has been also halted with a Nightmare. And the Rejects have retreated. Roche has spawned. That is number 3.
That's the Aghanim's. Who do they even give it to? I guess you give it to the Snapfire. Does make most sense. So Winstrike, they didn't want to stay in the enemy triangle because the Roche was spawning. They want to push out CIS Rejects. On the other hand, CIS Rejects, they have to hold this top part of the map. The outpost, if it gets taken back by Winstrike, that probably means that the Roche will be going their way as well. But they're so much stronger right now. I don't see a way for CIS Rejects to win a fight. Even with multiple buybacks, if they use all of their spells, they'll be out of gas. And the smoke from Winstrike, they understand this. They want to fight.
They better have some kind of spectacular gas then, because Winstrike is a 5-man smoking towards a tier 2 tower. The Huck will make sure that tier 4 towers are being sieged, so they know something's going on. They're taking double catapult damage inside their base, and still they're trying to play trying to play the long game here, but really time is on Winstrike's side.
This is just beautiful Dota for Winstrike. At this point, you just need to not make mistakes, and this is exactly what they're doing. They're putting themselves in a position where they will not make a mistake, and the Hawk, he is even keeping his familiars alive.
Echo. Quick reaction coming out from the Underlord. Fiend Script's going to be there, and the whole squad's going to be popping as well. And they don't get the Faceless Void, but Spear is going to be on the Underlord. Now they're going to take the Chronos, going to be popping as well to notice, and now trying to get them with a Mortimer's Kiss. This isn't going to be enough, though. Faceless Void dropping very low and down to half HP, surrounded by enemies. And Winstrike's going to take another one. 2 buybacks come out, and is it going to be enough for them? There's no Faceless Void, but Depressed Kid, he's trying his hardest, but here comes the Hawk, and he is punishing this Queen of Pain, and Queen of Pain will go down as well, and that is another one down. And CIS Rejects might be losing this one to Winstrike, and this is an enormous feat that is being brought up here. 3 buybacks and no Faceless Void for another 60 seconds. Depressed Kid goes deep into the river, but the Snapfire doesn't get the opportunity to jump on top, so the Rejects get to retreat for a second without getting jumped on again.
This is pretty straightforward right now. CIS Rejects, if they don't get the Roche, they've lost the game, and they are not getting the Roche. Winstrike, they didn't have buybacks on their heroes, being like, we can't lose this one if we get all of our items.
Never say
CIS
never.
Rejects coming
Never
over.
say never. They might still think about it. 2,500 to go. Inkswell's going to be there. The Roche, it's down to 800 HP. They notice how low it is. Beautiful. Coil comes out once again. And it's got the Queen of Pain. And she ain't going anywhere unless they still got something in down their bloods. And Ball is going to get the kill onto the Snapfire and trying to get more. But this puck, it's just unstoppable right now. They are really struggling with Laurel. And they can't get the job done yet, even though they have so many roots. There's the silence on the Bane. The breast kit goes in again. Force majeure. The soul is up to the cookie. Stun's going to be there. The Quap's going to go down. And Quap has died back. CIS Rejects losing heroes back and forth. But the boy has a respawn. He's still respawned. And Laurel has 70 HP, but he dies to the Shadow Strike. And now Ramses. 1 versus 2. He gets 1. He gets Force Major, but he's on the retreat as well. Pasha has to follow up at Winstrike. Despite the hard losses, they get some gains. But the most important gain, they kept Roche for themselves, Harry.
Yeah, they'll get the Roche. Finally, it is going to go in their hands. Let's see who they give it to. Laurel without the buyback. It is the obvious choice who's going to get the Aghanim Scepter. That's another thing that we're looking at. It's probably... Mars Scepter is cool, you know,
Mars
but
actually,
I still want to see
has
it
it.
spit out.
But I guess it's because nobody else is there to give it to. Snap is dead. Weaver already has one, so might as well just give it to the Mars. Then he's got it in his backpack. Snapfire could get it, so might as well just keep it there. But still, outside of that, Laurel diving in. Goes for the Hex as well for the Faceless Void. The Hawk with the Sheep Stick, and that should be it. Ramses is down. Ramses is down. Ramses is down. And Rejects are inside the base to finish it off. And they are pulling out the upset against the team, against the All-Star stack. Winstrike. They have done it. Onto the Ancient they go. And with this, they keep their chances for a Division 1 spot alive. The Ancient falls, and GG, the game comes over. Force Major says GG, close game. And that was up to some point, but Winstrike, they've done it. They've done it, Harry.
Yeah, they've done it, and I'm not sure if they are being sincere with this close game, or is it like GG close game, like, oh, you guys are really good at Dota, but we're just so much better. I don't know how to read this one, but Winstrike really showing up today. Yeah, let's leave it at that. But Winstrike really showing up today, and I'm happy that both them and Gambit just gave us such a big show, showing that these guys at the top of Division 2, they might have been unbeatable at the start of the season, but now after the New Year's, after people have had some time to prepare a bit more, Winstrike, they are just looking amazing. CIS Rejects, they were helpless in this game.
What a battle as well. Like, Winstrike, they took the first map away from CIS Rejects, the second one, again, a stomp, but still this third one, surprising hero picks coming out, and the Huck with that Visage really showed what he was made, but still, I do have to say, despite the Huck having a great game with Visage, you can't help but look at their mid player, Laurel. You said it, every time he plays a unique hero, he wins a game. He's lost on Quap after that couple games that he's played on it. Every other hero is a win. On a puck, he also delivers the W. And this one came into a really important place because it just doesn't get bigger than this, Harry. They win in their second last series against the top dogs, and CIS Rejects now going down in the standings. They stay at 4-2. Winstrike goes up to 4-2. Hydra and V Gaming are both at 5-1, and they also have their series against CIS Rejects and Winstrike. So it's just the top 4 teams playing up against each other for still a chance at tiebreakers. Everything's still on the board.
Yeah, definitely is, and I like in these last 2 games that the lanes decided so much, especially in this last game. You know, the previous one, it was a complete stomp. There was no doubt about it. But here, the lanes went pretty well for Winstrike, and they couldn't hit their timing that strongly. They couldn't get kills with the Hawk Aghanims. They couldn't break the map. They couldn't take tier 2s, but they were still keeping CIS rejects away, and they delayed the CIS rejects timing. Why? Because they won the laning phase. Then this Faceless Void Ramses never really got online, and he wasn't able to dish out the damage that was necessary for them to win. So I'm liking how much emphasis Winstrike actually put in the laning phase in this game, just because of what happened in the previous one. Mars Snapfire, the Visage in the lane with the Weaver, and then you have a Puck against the Queen of Pain, which is always gonna be a matchup where the Puck farms. He's not gonna be shut down by the Queen of Pain. No way for that to happen.
And that matchup, obviously, with CIS Rejects, you gotta feel a bit bad for Ramses too, because he didn't get to play the Void game that he wanted to, and that kind of also hurts him a lot, in the sense that he got to do some good plays here and there, but not a full package, which he probably hoped for. And what does this do to the confidence of Rejects? Because that's what I'm thinking about. They're such a big team, you know.
It can usually the players that are this well known, their egos can be hurt, and when that does happen, the communication with your team can start going bad. So of course that can lead to confidence issues, but not in a sense I'm gonna play badly, but I don't believe that my team will perform nicely. So this is something that tends to happen with all-star teams, and that's why it is dangerous to run them like this without an experienced captain on the side of CIS Rejects. Okay, they have FNG. I guess he might be able to keep it together, but it's definitely a big hit to them, because they probably felt like they were gonna stomp everyone here, and they started off the qualifiers that way. But now in the season, some of the teams that qualified, some of the teams that are already here, are proving a bit of a problem for them, and they're just not playing up to the standards that were set in front of them.
I have no words, man. In a sense that we're finally getting closer to the setup we've been looking at since I think week 2, week 3. We're kind of like, yeah, our teams are finding their place. Our open qualifier teams are the ones being stronger here, and this loss, especially kicking in for CIS Rejects, I can't feel anything else except for happiness towards, like, for Mag, who is actually going to be joining us in an interview shortly. He has been building this team for a few months now, and you can see that results are finally kicking in, even against some of the stronger players and teams in this division. So obviously, Winstrike wasn't in. I think one of the Hydra players said in their interview when I asked them, that was at the first week of DPC, that Winstrike is a top 3 team in their books. Right now, they do look like they are one.
Yeah, they do. They started off the season on a bad note, I have to say, by losing their first series against Hydra, and they did go for some a little bit harder to execute the drafts, right? They played some Slark, they played some Invoker. That is, it is not easy to play with those. So they adjusted. They started adjusting. They started winning the games. After the break, they're looking even stronger, and now they proved it against CIS Rejects as well. So I'm really happy for them for sure. And this is the performance of Winstrike that I was expecting from the start. When I saw the Winstrike lineup, I also went through it with one of our coaches we have here in Serbia, who is a professional Dota coach, and he told me this Winstrike lineup is gonna be amazing, that they're gonna destroy everyone. Then I got kind of disappointed in the at the start, but now they're really proving to be one of the favorites, really.
They are, like, if they definitely do go all the way. And now I'm kind of like, have you got any statistics on the actually, I think I'm going to be asking that from Mag most likely, because I don't have the rundown on V Gaming versus Winstrike matches. I don't think there's too many of those, but that's going to be a pretty interesting one too, if Mag is able to provide us those numbers. Mag just jumped on the channel and he disappeared, so hopefully he gets back. Hello, Mag, do you hear us?
Yes.
Welcome back. It's so nice to get you here in the interview room once again, man.
Yeah, it's only me giving English interviews. So sorry, guys. I understand you wish to hear somebody else, like for example, maybe the hack.
I mean,
But
honestly, we're happy to have you here.
okay, yeah, nice to hear that.
Honestly, what can we even say here? I think I'm gonna say the same, which one of the Hydra players said at the start of DPC. Already told this to the viewers, but we didn't tell for you. They said that Winstrike was easily one of the top 3 teams, but it took some time for you guys to actually start showing. And now I feel like your project from No Marcy into Winstrike is finally starting to pay off. You guys persevered in that game 3 against CIS Rejects. You get the victory out of them, and now your team is looking solid as hell, man. You guys look great on the field.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, if we compare how we played before New Year and how we played right now, it's a big difference. We progress. Like, if we, for example, if we meet right now the teams that we lose, Ghidra and Nemiga, it will be very different games. Like, our results, even on scrims, is much better than it was before, and overall. We have a lot of new strats, a lot of confident heroes. So yeah, but the only problem that we have a hard situation, right? We don't have chance to fail.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But as you see, we won CIS Rejects, so we're moving on, and we have last game against V Gaming.
You're still in it for Division 1.
Yes, we're still in, and we're gonna fight for it.
That's what we love to see, man. Like we're closing out week 5 with one more series for the lower parts. It's going to be Fantastic 5 versus Bait, but we got to saw Hydra beat Gambit 2-1, so Hydra are still at 5-1. You are now going from 3-2 to 4-2, and even possibly stretching to 5-2. We might even get a 4-way tiebreaker with Hydra V Gaming, CIS Rejects, and Winstrike. What do you think about that? And do you think it's possible that we get a 4-way tiebreaker?
Yeah, of course it's possible, but like if we focus on main things, for me it doesn't matter right now because I'm only thinking about that we need to win V Gaming.
Exactly.
And after we win, we're gonna think what is next.
That's always comes first, and V Gaming that has been looking pretty good so far, even outside DPC, and right now holding on to the first place with Hydra. You guys, have you actually? I didn't find any data. Have you played V Gaming before outside of scrims? Have you played any officials with No Marcy or Winstrike against V Gaming?
Only yes, we played once at D2 CL. The tournament we played in a group stage, I guess. Yeah, we played once, but it was long time ago, like 2 months ago.
Right.
So it's how to say, you cannot make any conclusion from this game.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly. Like the numbers are small, the stats are small. Harry, you want to talk about this specific series?
Yeah, definitely. So Matt, congratulations on the victory. But since
Thank
you
you.
are the coach and you definitely have some say in the draft, the second game draft, when you picked it, because instead of the Rubik, we were expecting some lane winning hero, some lane dominator like the Chen to come out or something along those lines. What made you go for such a greedy lineup in that game in particular? Did you think that it can work out?
Okay, I will start about drafts. Mostly, like not mostly, me and Saneko, we are preparing together, we drafting together.
Okay.
We both was making these decisions. About second game, it was kind of risk with the Beast, with the PA stealing from Magnus Strat, and overall the main mistake was by picking supports. We picked, as you said, the Rubik, the Lion. The Lion was the main problem, actually. Even not Rubik, because it was the perfect game for Rubik overall. Yeah, it was a good game for Rubik, but I think Lion was the main problem. Like, we need one support with control, for sure, because we have, Queen, we have Beast, we have PA, and we have only one disable. It's Beastmaster Ultimate, so we need something else. It was good game for Rubik, but Lion was totally disaster. Like, and PA, it's one of the most stronger heroes at laning stage. but our lane was super weak just because of the Lion. Like if we have any other hero, like I would say that something I like in that game, it was Silencer for sure. It was really good against enemy heroes, against Magnus, Weaver, Bane, and maybe some Jakiro, just to lane secure for PA. It also I think was good, but Lion it was main mistake in that game. Overall, I will not say what. About the rest of the heroes. Like it was our idea. It didn't work. I was watching the game, and after the game, I came to the team and said that we need to change a lot of our drafts in the third game because, like it's how to say, final game, and we need to win it. And to win that game, we need to use like something new, not trying to play with Queen again, not trying to play with Beast again. And we came with the new idea, with new heroes, and it worked out.
Yeah, it definitely did.
The main thing, of course, to focus on the third game, to focus on laning stage, of course, to have stronger heroes on laning stage, because we lost second game without any chances just because of it.
So in the last game, when you said you and Soneko kind of are the ones that agree on the draft, but was it the Hawk in this kind of situation that said, "Yo, give me Visage, it's really good in this one," or did you guys recommend it for him? How does that one work?
I will not say everything how it was, just because it's some kind of inside of the team. But I will say yes, that the Hawk was forcing this hero just because he playing pubs on Visage. He liked this hero. We didn't play it much, maybe only one game with this hero, and he saw that it was good in that game, so he was forcing to pick, and enemy just didn't expect to see it. So we pick it. It worked out. All good.
Yes, and one more thing, there was one play that CIS Rejects made in the first game. At that point, you probably guys already won the game, but they went for a bait by going for a relocate somewhere else on the map and then jumping your team with the other three heroes. When you were watching that one, did you think that kind of a play was actually gonna work on your guys, or were you just chill? There's no way that we're losing this one.
Once again, you're talking about first game?
Yeah, about first game. I don't know if you.
I don't
if you
remember
that.
exactly which what situation. I only saw that we started having some problems after Disruptor get Aganims. Like they have option to kill our heroes, to burst someone. It was the only problem. But from my side, it was still easy game at that stage because PA was unstoppable. Like even if you saw Race King, the only physical carry that need to fight PA, he cannot do anything to PA at that stage of the game. So no, I was confident that first game in our pocket, we first game was very good. Just we failed it with only one decision in draft stage. We didn't ban Leshrak. We kind of miss that thing that CIS Rejects played not many games with IO, and they played only one game with Leshrak for the last month, and it was the game with Io. And the Leshrak, the Storm is kind of the best mid heroes to play with Io, because they kind of becoming playmakers on the map. And Leshrak was really good pick for them. If we didn't miss that thing and we ban Leshrak, it will be even easier game than it was. But anyway, our draft was, we need some time. We need BKB on PA, and our timings around 20 minutes plus. When we have BKB on PA, we become really strong.
Okay, so I definitely don't have any questions from your side when it comes to coaching, man. It's from what I hear, you're definitely doing a splendid job, and congratulations on the victory once again.
It's showing. It's showing. The results you guys are pulling off. And I do want to say one more thing before we close this one out. This is my final question as well. I want to talk about Laurel. So I know that we discussed last time the situation about Dodrin, but I want to talk about Laurel. What kind of emotions were you feeling in that last game when he was playing puck? He was landing 3-man coils, 4-man coils, the right moves, the single pickoffs. What did you feel when you were watching Laurel play in game number 3?
I was very happy because last 2 games, like first game was fine, but still it was how to say, not the best Queen game, right? Second game was kind of disaster, and in third game, the final game, he was playing insanely good. Yeah, it's still he died a few times, but overall he played really well, and it was the most important thing in this series. Like, doesn't matter how he played in second game. Overall, second game was bad draft, bad laning stage, and third game, yeah, he played really well. So respect to Laurel for his place. He helped us to win, to secure this series.
Yeah, he
And
might even be the player to secure the Division 1 spot as well. I mean, who knows?
yeah, we're not sure at the moment. Like, I will say that the situation, we don't know exactly. We have one week before the last game, and we don't know exactly who is gonna play the last game. Maybe Dodren gonna be able to play. Like, we're gonna find out it soon, tomorrow
Hope for the
or
best.
yeah, we're gonna see who is gonna play. I'm fine with both because overall Laurel played well in our scrims and in the last games. Just maybe, for example, as you saw last game, we decided to didn't pick Queen just because it didn't work out so well in the past games. So we kind of decided to change our idea and give him more confident hero.
How old is he, by the way?
I don't know exactly. He's a young guy, maybe
Young
around 18, 19. I don't know.
Right, yeah, of course.
It's not a big difference.
All right. Well, I mean, obviously it doesn't matter at this point, but Winstrike, they win the series against CIS Rejects 2-1, and we are looking forward to seeing you guys next week against V Gaming. Who knows if it's going to be Mag again in the interview if you guys win next week. But I want to ask, is it going to be you? Are you going to get one of the players to join, or will we hear Mag for a third time?
I will. No, it's not even third. I think it's fourth time. Like,
oh yeah,
first...
you were with the other caster pair as well. Yeah, true.
Yeah, because all English interviews on me, but I will force somebody else. Like, if you're gonna win, I will try to force Saneko or the Hack to go on English interview. So.
Well, we'll see.
Let's see. We need to win first, right?
Exactly. You need to win first. But right now, you guys are looking good. Congratulations on your win. I'll let you guys rest. You have done a great job today, Mag.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening. Goodbye.
You too. See you, man. Well, as always, Mag is a very, very delightful person to talk to. I think we're really honored we get to talk with him and feel the emotion he's going through too. Very relieved and very calm and focused. You can see what Mag was going through here.
But I have a question, Panda. Do you feel like kind of a prize for winning a series? If you win a series, you get to talk to us. This kind of a thing might actually
where else would you
dissuade
be?
people from. This might actually dissuade people from winning the series.
Who knows? I mean, we are at the best place to possibly be. But most importantly, what I think a lot of interviewers, not only just us, every other caster pair, every other panel that's out there with their hosts, they want to bring these stories out the light for you people to hear and see, in this case here, as we really appreciate these moments. They appreciate those moments, and hopefully also you people watching there are enjoying these moments with us because they're very heartfelt. And especially when we're going to the end parts where you can start to feel the emotion, the relievedness, the easiness, the hardships, the struggles, the cries, and all that. This is just as good as it gets to be honest, as we're at the very last stretch. And talking about the very last stretch, when are we back in the casting booth again? Because
21st.
On the 21st, so next week's Friday, and that means we are casting Winstrike versus V Gaming, so who knows? Maybe we will be talking again. Outside of that, don't miss on the Final Four series. Fantastic 5 versus Bait. If Fantastic 5 wins that one, it goes down to Nemiga versus Gambit on the next day, on the 17th. If Gambit can win that one, or if Nemiga takes a point away. And a tie situation, Gambit versus Fantastic 5. guaranteed tiebreaker at that point. So 2 series to find out that one. Hydra versus CIS Rejects on the 20th of January will pretty much decide as well what's going to happen to the top 4. Are we seeing a 2-way, a 3-way? Are we seeing direct passes from Hydra and V Gaming and leaving CIS Rejects and Winstrike in 3rd and 4th place? Who knows? That series is going to decide what happens in Winstrike versus V Gaming. So a lot of stuff on the board. Don't sleep on the action. Harry Freak, give us your best smile you have out there, because this handsome fella is also going to be joining me with our cast next week, and obviously Robin Roll and Wingblade will be the other pair, plus our lovely, lovely panel joining in as well for our recaps. But one more week to go, and obviously Sunday, the final game of this week to close it all out. We are going to stop the show and leave it over to the other regions to take over. East Europe out. Take care of yourselves. Good night, and bye-bye.